Hey everyone, it's Mr. Han here. Here are our notes. Today we're going to be talking about Snapchat. Wondering if any of you guys have Snapchat. I got Snapchat, but I never use it. And we're actually going to be looking at two people today. Edwin and Coyote. And we're going to be wondering, when are they going to have the same amount of Snapchats? And we'll find out. So, before we get into that, we need to make sure we understand what it means to solve an equation. So, let's please somebody just recall what it means to solve an equation. So, what does it mean? For example, right? If we have x minus 2 equals 14, what does it mean to solve an equation? Well, here we have an equation with an equal sign, and our job is to find x, the value of x. So to solve an equation, we're trying to find the value of x that will make this sentence true. So here's our math sentence. X minus 2 equals 14. Now, there are steps we can take, right? Distribute the parentheses, combine like terms, get x on one side, get the units on the other, then divide. But right here, we only have two steps. Technically, one step. Our job is to get x by itself. Now, we can sit here and we can guess what number minus 2 equals 14. I can tell you because I know that there is a number. If I subtract 2, it's 14. But I'm going to go ahead and do something we call the inverse operations, right? We have x minus 2. We're going to do the inverse of minus 2, which is plus 2. And if I do anything to one side, I have to do it to the other. So I'm going to go ahead and add to both sides. X equals 16. So my value for x that will make this sentence true is 16. So I can go ahead and say, what is the solution to this equation? 16, right? Because 16 will make the sentence, and it's a number sentence, right? X minus 2 equals 14 to be true. T-R-U-E. Alright, so what does it mean to solve an equation? It's to find the value of x, getting x by itself, right? And then once we get the value of x, we could be like, oh, yeah, this is going to make the sentence true. And if I take the number 16 and if I plug it back in, that's what we call checking, right? If I go ahead and take 16 and subtract 2, I should get 14. And 14 equals 14. And that, therefore, this is a true statement. Okay, we're checking. That's the checking portion. So 16 is the solution to this equation. So what is a solution to an equation? Oh, I didn't even answer this question. I can go ahead and move this over. This is specific to this one. What is a solution to an equation? It is the value that makes the equation true. Okay? It's the value that makes the equation true. So the first, here are our notes now, right? The first scenario deals with Edwin and Coyote's Snapchat usage. Now, how many, just honestly, how many of you guys use too much Snapchat? Snapchat, right? Snapchat is an app that people are using that you send a picture of yourself and then it disappears, right? I don't think it actually disappears, but that's what they say. So, we're going to look at their Snapchat usage, all right? So the amount of Snapchats sent each hour by Coyote is defined by the equation Coyote equals 2x plus 10. So I'm going to go ahead and just highlight Coyote in green just because I feel like it. And that way I can come back and I know that this is going to be important. All right? While Edwin's, so I'm going to read that sentence again. The amount of Snapchat sent each hour, right here, I'm just going right here. Oh, yeah. Sent each hour by Coyote is defined by the equation Coyote equals 2x plus 10. While Edwin, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight Edwin, I'll do purple. Edwin is defined by Edwin equals 2x plus 19. The x represents hours. At what hour will Kaori and Edwin have sent the same amount of Snapchats? To help you find an answer, we can use the following equation. So we have this equation. When will Kaori equal Edwin? So we went ahead and we took Kaori's equation 2x plus 10 and we put it right here. And we made it equal, right? We made it equal Edwin's. Edwin's is 2x plus 19, so we put 2x plus 19. So hopefully you see where this equation came from. This is Kaori's equation right here. And then this is Edwin's equation. If you need to pause, just take a look right here. Kaori is 2x plus 10. Edwin is 2x plus 19. Now, we're asking, when will they have sent the same amount of Snapchats? Okay? So, we have a table, right? In 0 hours, right? How much would Kaori have? So, to solve this, I'm going to help you guys right here. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and say that the x is 0. The x is 0. So we're going to go ahead and focus on Kaori. Kaori is 2x plus 10. Okay? So we have to remember that. And we're asking, in 0 hours, how many Snapchats did he send? Not receive, send. So this is where we go ahead and put, this 0. When x is 0, right? When x is 0, what is y? When x is 0, what is his y? So we're going to go ahead and plug in 0. 2, and instead of 0, I'm just going to use, that's a horrible color. Let's go ahead and use orange. So at 0 hours, right? I should probably add that to favorites. So forget it. All right. So what's 2 times 0? In 0 hours, he will have sent 2 times 0 is 0 plus 10. He would have sent 10 Snapchats. So this is in the 0 hour, like when he started counting, I guess. In 1 hour, we're going to plug in 1 for x. You have to remember x represents hours. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that right here. Let's do it in pink. The x represents hours. Right? So right here, x. So we're going to replace x with 1 here. 2 times 1 plus 10. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 10 is 12. So in 1 hour, he would have sent 12 Snapchats. How about in 2 hours? 2 hours. How many will he have sent? 2 times 2 plus 10. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 10 is 14. Hopefully you're able to see a pattern, right? How many is he sending each hour, right? And hopefully you're able to see what's the difference. How much did he send from 1 hour to the next? Is plus 2. Plus 2. But we're going to keep going. We're going to fill out this whole table doing the same thing. So in 3 hours, 2 times 3 plus 10. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 10 is 16. Last one, 4 hours. How many did he send in 4 hours? 2 times, instead of x, I'm going to put 4 plus 10. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 10 is 18. So in 4 hours, he would have sent 18. Oh gosh, I can't even write an 8. There you go. So here we can see a table that represents the amount of Snapchats that Kaori sent. In 0 hours, he sent 10, and he adds 2 per hour. Hopefully you're able to see that pattern, okay? Now, what about Edwin? So let's do that same exact thing, but we're going to take Edwin's equation. So here I'm just going to show you that Edwin, or this is Coyote, right? That's where we got that. Now let's work with Edwin, and we did purple, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's this one. Yep, that's the color. 2x plus 19. So let's go ahead and take that. So Edwin equals 2x plus 19. I'm going to take the x value, right? So here I'm wondering, in 0 hours, how many did Edwin send? So let's go ahead and put 0. 2 times 0 plus 19. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 19 is 19. So in 0 hours, right, he sent 19. We're going to do the same exact, we're going to just follow this pattern. And if you have notability, you could go ahead and duplicate this, right? You could duplicate this. And instead of 0, we're going to put different numbers. Actually, we should erase the parentheses too. So we're going to do in 1 hour right here, right? In 1 hour, how much does he have? In 2 hours, so 2 hours is going to be right here. Oh, so this is 2 hours. This is 1 hour. This is 0 hour. Right? The next one we're going to do is 3 hours. This is for 3 hours. And when x equals 4, I'll go ahead and copy this. Erase 3 and put 4. If you're confused, you could just write this out one at a time, right? Just try to save some time here. So, in 1 hour, it'd be 2 times 1, which is 2 plus 19. That's 21. In 2 hours, it'd be 2 times 2, which is 4 plus 19, which is 23. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 19 is 25. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 19 is 27. We'll go ahead and pause. You can pause right here if you need to. All right. And we know it's 19, 21 in 1 hour. 1 hour is 21. In 2 hours is 23. 3 hours is 25. So we'll go ahead and fill this out. In 2 hours is 23. In 3 hours is 25. And in 4 hours is 27. So now we know, hey, we know that Edwin, I'm just going to make this all smaller. Taking my scissors, taking my fingers, I'm going to just squeeze them up a little bit. That way it fits. All right. So if we look at this table, we can notice that there's also a pattern for Edwin's. How many Snapchat is he sending per hour? How much is it growing by? It's growing by +2, +2, +2, +2. Just like Coyotes, they're both growing up by 2. So they're both, each hour, they're sending 2, 2, 2. Now, the question is, when are they going to send the same amount of Snapchats? And honestly, the answer here, you might be able to recognize, is they start with different amounts. They start with different amounts, but they're growing the same. They're growing the same. Okay? So, hopefully you recognize that they're never going to send the same amount of Snapchats together, but it's okay if you don't. Alright? And we'll go ahead and graph this. So, to graph this, I'm going to take the x value of Coyote, and remember his color was green, so I'm going to use green. So, when x is 0, this is going to be the y. Y is going to be 10. So, 0, 10. He started off. So, here, I'm just going to teach you guys how to read this graph. The x-axis is over here. I shouldn't do that in. Do this in pink. X-axis is over here, and the y-axis is here. Okay? I want you to know that the x-axis is going to be time. So this is, actually I could say the hours. And the y-axis is going to be number of Snapchats. Okay, so in 0 hours, in 0 hours, 0 hours, in 0 hours, how much did Coyote send? We should be able to go find 10 for Coyote. That's his first point. The next point, in 1 hour, how much did he send? 12. So we need to find out if this is scaled by 1, 2, 3, 4, good, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Please also scale the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa! Does that work? Can we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 10? No. So we gotta figure out what it's scaled by. What it's scaled by. Let's try 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, let's see if it keeps working. Hopefully it does. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, this is working. 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Okay, great. This is scaled by 2. So each line represents 2 on the y-axis. So going back to Coyote, in 1 hour, well, I'm jumping back and forth a lot. All right, so what we did so far is we figured out the X is going to be hours, right? And the Y is the number of Snapchats that they send. We scaled them. We just counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, it didn't work by 1, so we tried 2s and it works. Okay. So going back to Coyote, 0. The first point was 0, 10. The second point is 1, 12. So in 1 hour, he sent 12 Snapchats. In 2 hours, he sent 14. In 3 hours, he sent 16. And in 4 hours, he sent 18. So 3 hours is 16, 4 hours is 18. So I went ahead and plot those points. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to draw a line. If you don't remember how to draw a line, you just hold down your finger. And you make sure you start at the first point and then you extend it. You could always zoom in, click on your scissors and edit it if you need to. Okay? So there's Coyotes. And I don't need it to go out that far. But I do know it's a line, so it's going to go on forever. I'm going to label it Coyote. Alright? What about this other person, Edwin? Right? So in 0 hours, it's 19. So in 0 hours, he starts at 19. Now, do we see 19 here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 19 will be in between 18 and 20. 19 is in between 18 and 20. All right. So in 0 hours, he sends 19, which is right here. In 1 hour, he sends 21. So let's go ahead and find 1 hour, he sends 21. It's going to be in between 20 and 22. Let's keep going. In 2 hours, it's going to be 23. It's going to be in between 22 and 24. In 3 hours, it's going to be 25. And in 4 hours, it's going to be 27. All right, so we also have a line here. And notice that they're growing at the same rate. So this is Edwin. So they're both growing at the same rate. Remember how they're both growing by 2, growing by 2, growing by 2, growing by 2, right? So think of this, right? If Edwin had 100 Snapchats, or I mean he really had 19 Snapchats to start, and Coyote had 10, but they send the same amount each time, are they ever going to send the same amount? And that's my question. Right? Will there be an X value? Will there be a time? Will there be an hour when Edwin and Coyote have the same amount of Snapchats? I want you to think about that. Right? Or look at this graph. Will these two lines ever meet? Will there be a time where these two lines meet? Hopefully you're able to say no. The answer is like they're never going to have the same amount of Snapchats. They started off with different amounts, right? They started off with different amounts and they're growing at the same time, right? Imagine if Edwin was like super like I don't know if popular is the right word, but he's like super like Snapchat. So he's like sending a lot, right? And Edwin's, or let's say Coyote is the one that's super Snapchatty, and Edwin's like super chill. He'll send like one like every day, maybe, right? Yeah, then Coyote will catch up, right? He'll catch up really fast. But if they're going at the same rate, but one started before, will they ever catch up? No. So the answer to this, when will they have the same amount, or x, right? Will there be an x value? Because remember, when we solve, we're solving for x. And so when we have an equation like this, and we're saying, is there an x value that will be when they're going to equal each other? No. So here, I'm going to show you guys how to solve this, right? I'm actually going to copy it. 2x plus 10 equals 2x plus 19. All right, now if we were to solve this, right, the first thing you'd say is, all right, distribute, combine like terms, get x on one side. Oh, all right, let's get x on one side. Subtract 2x, subtract 2x. What happens? We don't have any more x's, right? They're the same amount of x's. But look at the units. Are they the same or are they different? They're different. And so when they're different, there is no x value that will make this sentence true. So here we can say that there's no solution. Meaning there will be no time when Edwin and Coyote have the same amount of Snapchats. All right? Whew, that was a lot. Now let's take another scenario of Snapchats. The second scenario deals with Jasmine and Matthew's Snapchat usage. The amount of Snapchats sent every hour by Matthew is defined by the equation Matthew equals 5x plus 21. While Jasmine is defined by Jasmine equals 5x plus 21. Oh, they both have 5x. The x represents hours. At what hour will Jasmine and Matthew have sent the same amount of Snapchats? To help you find an answer, we can use the following equation. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and highlight Matthew's in purple, and I'll highlight Jasmine in pink. Oh, that's funny. Matthew comes first in the text, but second in here. All right. So they equal each other. The concept is still, when will they send the same amount of Snapchats? And so let's look at Jasmine. Let's look at Jasmine. So her equation is 5x plus 21. And we're going to take these same values, x. We're going to plug in 1, 2, 3, 4. But we're going to replace x. So when it's 0, we're going to say 5 times 0 plus 21. 5 times 0 is 0 plus 21, 21. So in 0 hours, Jasmine will have sent 21 Snapchats. Let's go ahead and keep doing the same process, right? I'm just going to go ahead and put 1. Oh, 1's going to be in a different color. And this should actually be red. So let's go ahead and do pink. 1, 5 times 1 plus 21. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 21 is 26. So we'll put 26 right here. Let's keep going. 2. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm just going to duplicate this. 2, 3. Ah! Come on. It stopped working. I'll have to restart it. Where is it? Right here. How many solutions? Snapchat. Alright. All I did was I duplicated. I'm going to duplicate it one more time for the 4th one. I'm going to erase these numbers. So we'll put 2, 3, 4. So instead of x, I put 1, 2, 3, 4. I already solved 1 and 2. There we go. All right, so 5 times 2 is 10 plus 21 is 31. If I could do my math right. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 21 is 36. And 5 times 4 is 20 plus 21 is 41. Go ahead and you can pause right here if you need to. So I'm going to fill this in 31, 36, 41. When we replace 4 for x, right, 5 times x, 5 times 4 plus 21, we get 41. So that's what I got here. Okay. Let's go ahead and fill out Matthew now. I'm going to do that in purple. Matthew equals 5x plus 21. Wait up. Wait up. Hopefully you notice Matthew and Jasmine have the same exact equation. That means that when we plug in the same numbers, we're going to get the same exact numbers. But I'll do it anyways. 0. Instead of 0, instead of x, put 0. 5 times 0 plus 21, we already did that. 0 plus 21 equals 21. One. 5 times 1 plus 21. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 21 is 26. All right, 21, 26. Do I really need to write this down? I hope not. And hopefully you're able to see the pattern, right? She sends 5, or he, Matthew, plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. Same thing with Jasmine. Plus 5. Plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. So that's the pattern. Jasmine and Matthew are both sending 5 per day. But then they start with the same amount. So that's going to be key here. Okay? Let's go ahead and graph this. All right? Go ahead and, what's it called? Scale your axes. That's what we call it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Okay. Remember, this is the x-axis on the bottom, and this is the y. 손들어, right? Y-axis. All right. Graphed. Now I need to plot my points. Let's take Jasmine's first point, 0, 1. 0, 21. 0, 21 is in between 22 and 20. And then plus 5, so 126. It's going to be 126. 2, 31. 2, 30. We didn't even do that. 32, 34. So it's going to be in between those two. 31 is right here. And the line keeps going. I don't even have the space for it. All right. So there's Jasmine. Let's do Matthew's really quick. And you know that's going to be the same exact points, right? So let's go ahead and plot those same exact points. Make this line smaller. Do you see how this line is literally identical meaning at every hour they're going to have send the same amount of Snapchats, right? Jasmine and Matthew in 0 hours both sent 21. Jasmine and Matthew in 1 hour sent 26. So, how do we answer this, right? At what time will they have sent the same amount of Snapchats? Every hour, right? Every hour. So to solve this, okay, we'll go ahead and write it down. 5x plus 21 equals 5x plus 21. If I were to solve this, right, I'll get distribute, combine our terms, get x on one side, units on the other. Let's go ahead and get x on one side. There's minus 5x. We get 21 equals 21. And that right there, the numbers are the same. Over here, the numbers are different, right? So when the numbers are the same, we could say that there's an infinite number of solutions. Okay? That's just a preview of number of solutions. Okay, we'll get some more notes on this. We'll talk about it more in class. But good luck. All right?